Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that a machine can suddenly do half of your job. Not better, not worse, just faster. Some experts believe this will destroy millions of jobs. Others believe it will create the biggest economic boom in history. Both sides sound convincing. Both sides have data, and both sides can't be right at the same time. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The future of your career, your income, and even your opportunities may depend on how you react to AI in the next few years, not decades. Years. And ignoring it might be the most expensive mistake you make. Because something very strange is happening right now. AI isn't just changing technology. It's changing how money is made. And in this video, we're going to break down what AI is actually changing in the job market, why traditional career advice might stop working, and how people are already using AI tools to create new income streams. Because while the future is uncertain, one thing is becoming very clear. People who learn to use AI effectively will move much faster than those who don't. But to understand why, we need to start with something most people completely misunderstand about AI. Part 1. The shift has already started. Most people think the AI revolution is something that will happen in the future. But the truth is, it has already started. Around the world, companies are experimenting with AI systems to automate tasks that used to require entire teams. Things like customer support, data analysis, content creation, basic coding research, and yes, in some cases, companies have reduced staff. But something unexpected also happened. In many situations, companies discovered that AI alone wasn't enough. They still needed humans, just not in the same roles as before. Instead of doing repetitive tasks, people are increasingly supervising AI systems, guiding them, correcting them, improving their output. And that reveals something extremely important. AI isn't replacing entire professions. It's replacing specific tasks inside those professions. And that difference changes everything. Because when we talk about jobs, we imagine them as a single role, but that's not how work actually works. Every profession is made of dozens, sometimes hundreds, of smaller tasks, and AI is starting to take over some of those tasks. Not all of them, just enough to change the rules of the game. And that leads to a surprising consequence, one that directly affects your career advantage. Part 2. Why talent alone is no longer the advantage. For decades, we believed something very simple. If you worked hard, built valuable skills, and gained experience, you would eventually succeed. And for a long time, that formula worked. But AI introduced something new into the equation: productivity multipliers. Tools that dramatically increase how much one person can produce. For example, tools like ChatGPT can help generate text and ideas. Image generators can create visual content in seconds. Video tools can automate editing and production. Voice tools can generate narration instantly. Things that once required teams can now be done by a single person with the right tools. Does this mean talent doesn't matter anymore? Not at all. But talent alone is no longer the advantage it used to be. Because someone with average talent plus powerful AI tools can suddenly produce far more output than someone relying only on their own effort. Think of it like a race. One person is running. Another person is riding a motorcycle. Both are moving forward. But one of them is moving much faster. And that leads to a strange problem nobody expected, especially for people just starting their careers. Part 3. The strange problem with entry-level jobs for generations. Careers followed a predictable path. You started at the bottom. You handled simple tasks. You made mistakes. You learned. And slowly you gained experience. But many of those beginner tasks are exactly the things AI can now do extremely well. Summarizing information, writing basic drafts, researching topics, organizing data, preparing reports, which creates a strange situation. Companies still need experienced professionals, but many of the tasks beginners used to perform are now automated, so the traditional career ladder is changing. Instead of slowly climbing step by step, many people now need to learn something different from the start. How to direct AI systems. The role is shifting from worker to operator, and that shift opens a completely new type of advantage. Something entrepreneurs call leverage. Part 4. The power of AI. Leverage is one of the most powerful ideas in business. It simply means increasing results without increasing effort at the same speed. And AI might become the biggest leverage tool ever created. Because today, one person can produce things that previously required entire teams. For example, a solo creator can run a full YouTube channel using AI writing tools, voice generation, and automated editing. A freelancer can create dozens of design concepts using AI image generators. A marketer can generate content strategies, scripts, and campaigns in minutes. Suddenly the question is no longer, how much work can I personally do? The real question becomes, how much output can I produce with AI assisting me? And when you start thinking like that, something interesting happens. You begin to see opportunities everywhere, especially when it comes to income. Part 5, where the AI money opportunities are right now, one major economic shift is happening quietly. The cost of creating things is collapsing. Starting projects that once required teams, offices, and budgets can now be done from a laptop. People are launching projects like AI content channels, automation consulting services, AI-powered newsletters, digital products generated with AI tools, AI research services, and even entire faceless media brands. And many of them rely on only a handful of tools. Things like ChatGPT, image generators, video editing tools, voice generation software. These tools dramatically reduce the cost of creation, which means starting something new has never been easier. But there's also a catch. When the barrier to entry becomes lower, competition becomes higher, which means the real advantage becomes speed, creativity, and adaptability. And that brings us to the biggest question of all. Where is this all going? Part 6.3. Possible futures right now. Experts strongly disagree about what AI will ultimately do to the economy. Some believe it will eliminate millions of jobs. Others believe it will create the greatest productivity boom in history. And a third group believes the excitement is exaggerated. The truth is, no one knows for sure. But history gives us an important clue. Every major technological revolution created disruption and opportunity. When machines transformed manufacturing, many traditional jobs disappeared, but entirely new industries emerged, and millions of new roles appeared. AI may follow a similar pattern, except this time the revolution is not about physical labor. It's about intelligence and creativity, and that makes the impact potentially much bigger, which leads to the most practical question of all. What should you actually do right now? Part 7. The best strategy right now, if the future is uncertain. Waiting is the worst possible strategy. The best strategy is experimentation. You don't need to become an AI expert overnight. You simply need to start using the tools. Try them. Explore them. Automate small tasks. Create something faster. Even a few minutes every week can completely change how you see opportunities. Because over time, something interesting happens. You begin noticing possibilities others completely miss. Not because you're smarter, but because you're paying attention to the shift. And that mindset might become the most valuable skill of the AI era. Final message: the world is entering a strange moment. Some people are afraid of what AI might take away. Others are excited about what it might create. The truth will probably be somewhere in the middle. But one thing is already clear. The people who stay curious, who experiment, and who learned how to work with AI instead of ignoring it, will have far more opportunities in the years ahead. Because the future rarely rewards the people who wait. It rewards the people who prepare early. So if you want to stay ahead of these changes, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Here we explore the AI tools, strategies, and opportunities that can help you build income in the AI economy. And if you found this video valuable, leave a like, because it helps the channel reach more people who want to learn how to use AI to their advantage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.